Inside out, make my heart beat. Need no one else, you're all I need. Personality, everything you do, gives me love, everything but you. That's why the stars show you that you need. I'm making you make me believe. Love is give me a really good feeling. Your love, it goes on and on. You give me a really good feeling all day long. It's not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way you stay. But I know that I don't make it clear. I fall for you every time I try to kiss. I can get away from chase these feels and every day. All I wanna hear is another day. Staring next to you. I'm trying to show how I feel about you. Don't you wait? I just wanna get away. Staring next to you. Yes, you. I just wanna feel you. Feel you. Come through, I think I need you. I swear it's hard to keep these feelings to myself. Now you're the one I'm thinking of. My higher come on, I get love. For gravity, I'd rather stay out here. We can get away, home cheese, beach views on a night day. All I wanna hear is the visions every day. Staring next to you. I'm trying to show how I feel about you. Push away, I just wanna get away. Staring next to you. Yes, you. I just wanna feel you. Feel you.
Ugh, which credit card could I even be approved for?
Hey, smartphone, open Credit Karma. Karma Confidence shows curated credit card offers with outstanding chances of approval.
Now that
now you're here. Yeah. It's not the way you said. I know that I might be clear. I know every time I try to resist, you get away. One trees is you, and every day. But when it was in it, just every day. When I miss you, you do. And I just go, why did I miss you? You wish you would, don't really want to. I just wanna get away, just feel like I miss you. You. You, yeah, I just wanna feel you, feel you.
Alrighty, good evening. Good evening. Hope you can hear me. Okay. So this evening I want to discuss Dr. Dr. Umar Johnson. He did his new video on his King Kong Consciousness channel. He says it's not his channel. I don't believe it, but whatever the case, it's a video about relationship advice. And I thought it'd be good to discuss here because he sounds eerily similar to Godfather, Kevin Samuels. He sounds a lot like him. It sounds like you may be listening to him. So I'm going to cue that video up. So bear with me one moment. I hope everyone is well this evening. What's up, Queen of the South? Good to see you this evening. You said they really aren't that different. Yeah, it's interesting that they're both attractive men. They're not bad looking men. I don't understand why they haven't. Well, at least Kevin has been married before. I'll give him that. He has been married before. It's like Umar has never been married, and I just don't understand what the holdup is. And he was talking about. Let me find it. Let me share my screen so y'all can see this. Because the title of the video is like, really, Dr. Umar? This what we doing?
But I got a couple.
So share my screen so y'all can see this video. The title is very ironic, if you ask me. All right. So the title of his video is Dr. Umar Johnson, Why So Many Attractive Black People Are Single. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's quite interesting that Dr. Umar would speak on such a subject. Queen, you say he has advice for everything but the school. Yeah, pretty much. So I'm not going to delay too long. Let's get into this video and see what he's talking about.
But I got a couple female celebrities I talk on the phone with from time to time. It ain't none of y'all business because they too big and too popular, and I got too much respect for them to ever mention their name. But I got a couple female celebrities. We call, we flirt, we message. I got a couple multi-millionaire queens we bounce off, but I know It's not a good social match for me because I'm unapologetically African. So if I end up in a relationship with her, there's things she do that are contradictory to what I stand for. So I can respect her and I can honor her. We might even have a cup of milk and cookies. You know, one of these cold, one of these.
Okay, before we get too deep into this, Umar, I don't understand why his shirt is wet. If you notice, if you notice, his shirt is wet. So I'm really not sure what that is about. Also, when he talks about cookies, if you are not familiar, cookies is equivalent to woman's yoni vagina. Okay, that's what cookies is to Dr. Umar Johnson. So just to give you that background.
Cold winter nights, we might, cuddle up with a warm cup of chocolate milk and some chocolate cookies. You understand me? If anybody know about me and another woman being physical, she ran her damn mouth. It never comes from me. I respect the black woman too much to chat about our personals. If she wanted to bless me with a royal cookie, nobody would ever know except me, her, and the ancestors until she runs her damn mouth. So let's talk about why so many attractive black people are single. Okay. Number one, a lot of black people are tired of the bullshit. Big reason why people single. They are tired of running into toxic Negroes. A lot of us are unhappy. A lot of us are unhealthy. And too many of us use dating as a distraction from dealing with our own psychological and emotional issues. So a lot of people are single by choice. A lot of people are single by choice. And some people are mature enough to recognize that if they just came out of a serious relationship, they need to take time and heal thyself. Okay? Some people recognize coming out of a relationship, they need to take time to heal thyself and be by thyself. Okay? Before they go out trying to meet a new person. Because in order to heal thyself, you have to learn how to be by thyself. Do you understand me? I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me. This is
Okay, so he wants you to understand, overstand, understand. That's interesting. Um, but what I will say about him, Dr. Umar's never been married. I just don't understand what makes him. I mean, I get it. He has a PhD. Okay, that's great. That's cool. But what makes him like this great I guess authoritative figure when it comes to relationships, right? It don't make sense to me.
Ifa Tunde, the therapist, talking right now. The revolutionary general hat is off. I got my therapist cap on. In order to heal thyself, you have to learn how to be by thyself. Let me say it again because y'all don't understand me. Let me say it again because y'all don't understand me. In order to heal thyself, you have to learn how to be by thyself. Do you understand? You want to interview me? I charge. Interviews charge, unless you're a major platform. Unless you're a major platform, $100 telephone interview, $250 for a video. $100 telephone interview, $250 video interview. $100 telephone interview, $250 video interview. You can text me or email me. So people tired of the bullshit. They tired of running into spiritual vampires. They tired of running into people who don't know what they want, or they tired of running into people who don't want nothing at all. Okay.
So, do any of these frustrations, dating frustrations that Umar described, do they ring a bell for you in your life? Have you experienced any of them? I could get what he's saying. I mean, dating is a hot mess.
Okay. Now let me say this to my beautiful African queens, and this applies to the men to an extent as well. If you dating a goal-driven person, worst you can do is keep distracting them with your romantic needs. Okay? People with big goals in life don't have time to focus on you all day. So if some of you think you want to date somebody with big goals until you realize that you will not be the center of their attention 24 hours a day. If you need to be the center of somebody's attention, find you a regular 9 to 5 brother. Find you a regular 9 to 5 sister. Do not try to get a big game person to be your mate if you ain't got a big game personality.
So did Dr. Umar just shit on people that work 9 to 5? Because he was like, if you work 9 to 5, then you don't need somebody that's have big dreams that they're trying to achieve, which to me sounds very similar to Kevin Samuels. You know, he talks about like value and different levels. You aren't on such and such level. So that made me think of Kevin when he said that.
You understand me? Jay-Z and Beyonce might only see each other sometimes once a month, sometimes. You understand? Because she got a life of her own and he got a life of his own. You understand me? So if you're dealing with somebody on that level, you can't be expecting to have no regular everyday relationship. Date somebody on your level. Stop going above thinking you want that when you don't have the personality
Virginia,
or emotional
this election is going
discipline
to come down
to
the wire.
handle
You can't
that.
sit up-
I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it a buck. $ FDMG School on the Cash App, FDMG Academy on the PayPal. $FDMG School on the Cash App, $FDMG School on the PayPal. So they tired of the bullshit. And dating can be dangerous. Dating is dangerous. Dating is dangerous. You can date people, end up getting pregnant or get somebody pregnant, and they expect you to marry them just because they pregnant. And when you don't, they'll try to punish you with your children or child support. Dating can be dangerous. You got people out here who will try to kill you if you leave them. There are Africans dead, rest in peace to them all, because they left a relationship and it cost them their life. And a lot of Africans are single because the sisters don't want to deal with your baby mama drama and the brothers don't want to deal with your baby daddy drama.
I think those are valid points that he's bringing out right now. I'm gonna pause it for a moment. I was trying to find when Kevin Samuels was talking about Shea Butter when he was doing his Umar impersonation, but he did talk about it on Vlad TV. So I'm gonna play that clip in a moment. Bear with me. Very.
Well, last month, or I guess early this month, you and Umar Johnson started going back and forth.
He responded. He made a video responding to something. He didn't say directly to me, but I got the context.
Okay, what was that about?
If I have to guess, over the course of my shows, I've oftentimes had women call in and say, "We don't like your tone. We don't like your tone. We don't like your tone." And when I say, "All right, if you don't like my tone, who does it better?" And on 2 or 3 occasions, women have called in and said, "We prefer you like Dr. Umar Johnson." And I joked. And one time I made a clip. I was like, "So you want me to talk to you like Dr. Umar Johnson?" And I kind of did an impression of him and some guys who were kind of in his sector. Because I don't have any problem with Dr. Umar Johnson. What's funny is he and I probably agree on the majority of things. We disagree.
I'll pause it for a moment. Again, yeah, they do. They do agree on most things, which is interesting. Queen said that price is cheap for the #1 scholar. Right, that is very affordable. $100 telephone interview, $250 video interview with Dr. Umar. And funny enough, he was supposed to interview with some people in the quote unquote Umar sector. They raised money for the fee. He did not interview with them. I think he kept the money, probably because they so messy. It's so funny, like in the Umar sector, the content creators that support him and like kiss his ass, he pays them dust. But the other content creators that he calls detractors, he always mentions them. So Let's see. What's up? Just chilling. Good to see you. You said Big Funky been biting a lot of content creators lately. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that. That Big Funky and Sweet 'em Scammy is advice gonna keep black people safe. I've been peeping Godfather this weekend just to see what he's been up to lately. And he seems like maybe he's taking a chill pill. I'm kind of proud of Godfather. I'm proud of him because he came out the gates, man, with guns blazing. But he seems to be more not harsh as he used to be, from what I've seen. That one lady called in. I should show y'all that lady called in with the do rag on or something. He went off on her. Other than that, he seems to maybe he has somebody in his ear like you can't be talking to people like that, bro. But let's see what else he has to say.
On some things, but we're far more aligned. But if I had to guess, people have been trying to get folks to come at me. So I would guess they probably got shown to him and taken out of context. I can see how it kind of been insulting. And my point of making that reference was not to say that he's a bad person. My point was to say that the reason you allow, if I had like two kids and I weren't married to their mother, I get roasted for that. You know, they're pulling my high school pictures and everybody's trying to call me gay. I'm like, they're just trying to make up everything in the world. I'm like, well, so what you're showing is if a man tells you or talks to you in a way that you like it, a lot of stuff is excusable. But if a man just happens to say 2 + 2 is 4, here's the facts, data, and statistics, look at it yourself, then you get mad and say, you're bad and we got to destroy you.
Now, one thing I want to say about Kevin, one of your data points you use a lot, I've noticed in the videos I watched of you recently, you keep saying the average American male is 5'9" and weighs 168 pounds. That is not true. Average American male weighs more than that because he keeps telling women that they weigh more than men. But other than that, I mean, that's one data point I noticed that was incorrect. So he might need to do some more research on that figure because the standard American diet says that's a lie. He said I heard Sweden did a 360 and became a panda bear. I wouldn't say that he's a panda bear. He's not pandering. It's from what I hear, it's just it's his the way he talks to the women and interacting with them is different. Like I saw a video he did. He told a girl, you know, you're average. Like we probably can watch that. The girl wanted a man making $500,000 a year, which I feel like if that's what she wants, okay, who am I? You know, I'm not the dream snatcher. She lives in Atlanta. I forget what she did for a living. It wasn't anything like where it wasn't a six-figure career, and he was just basically like, "You just not being realistic." So, I didn't. I think he handled her with care better than he would in the past. Put it that way. You calling, yeah, yeah. I mean, he comes off kind of sweet. Ain't no lie.
So we don't have any problem. We don't have any beef. I don't have a problem with him.
Yeah, well, I've interviewed Umar before. Interesting guy.
Mhm.
Interesting guy. I mean, I'm not sure about the whole school that he's building. That to me was sort of the sketchy part where he took a bunch of money for a school. And I'm not sure if it exists or not. Maybe it does exist at this point and, everything is, fair. But the one thing he said about you, he said, I can't appreciate black men trying to make a dollar off of making black women feel bad. And it seems like when you have, your videos, most of the women who come on the show that you talk to are black women. So do you feel that it's unfair that people are saying that you make black women feel bad?
Well, he didn't make that statement directly to me. He made that to that sector of YouTube. I guess the inference is. And let me retract that. My show is funded primarily by men. And talking about making people feel, I don't make you feel anything. You're in control of your own emotions. I think that's an unfair characterization by anything else because if we flip that up, there are people who make money off of making women feel good and lie to them.
AKA Derek Jackson. Derek Jackson was lying to women. He always rubbed me wrong. And the women ate that shit up. And he was lying. He was pandering. He was behind the scenes. He was cheating on his wife. He had no integrity whatsoever. Welcome, UK Kev. You said Umar Johnson wants some of those $100 super chats KS gets. Absolutely. Because that KS super chats be on fire the whole show. I've never seen anything like it. It's pretty cool to see, actually. But that, yeah, his comment section, they be roasting those people. What do y'all think about that? He said it's not his responsibility as far as the woman's feeling. I think in 2021, right, women still calling into Kevin Samuels. They know what they're gonna get, right? I mean, what do they expect? So I feel like I don't have any. I mean, you calling in, you know how Kevin is, so you know he's not gonna just be Derrick Jackson. He's not gonna tell you what you want to hear. He's not telling them what he want to hear. Matter of fact, it was a woman with 4 kids, a young woman with 4 kids. The sister started crying. He was like, I don't think, just to paraphrase, it didn't look good for her. I'll see if I can find that clip. Do y'all want to see that clip? Let me know. The woman with 4 kids, she called into Kevin's show, and he was like, I don't think you're going to get married, ma'am. And sister was devastated. She was devastated. They said, I remember Obsidian went hard with his book promo when Derrick Jackson was getting dragged. Derrick Jackson has always rubbed me wrong. My intuition was never wrong about Derrick Jackson. I'm like, this guy's such a cheesy, so disingenuous. I can't stand people that are disingenuous. Right, UK Kev. I do believe they're calling for attention at this point. I totally feel that. Because you could tell they have the YouTube going. I was like, oh, they just want to be on this platform because it'd be thousands of people watching. So let's see what else he has to say.
There are people who openly pander to women, telling them everything is okay, and live false lies in their face, and women can see this and continue to do it. So I always say judge things on the outcome. Like I said, I've had more women. There have been more videos on YouTube saying Kevin Samuels will say my marriage. I'm better. I'm married today because of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels' advice works. I talk about this group I had on Facebook where people are getting together. People can focus on what they want to, but one thing I don't do is I'm not into judging how somebody makes their money. That's out of bounds. How money is made is irrelevant because where I come from, it's called pocket watching. And why are we talking about somebody's money? We're all here to make money, and I make no bones about it. I don't do stuff that if you're good at something, why do it for free? But
Now, isn't it crazy that Umar is pocket watching Kevin Samuels, but he don't like when people like Lennon Honor is pocket watching him? Like he's a hypocrite.
but to say you can't respect that, if that's what you think, then vote with your eyeballs and don't watch. But I think we need to be careful when we say those kind of things because the next person it could very well be is you. Now, as far as feelings, I will say this again. It's all what you choose to focus on. The videos where I'm sitting there empathetically talking to somebody, giving different kind of advice, different kind of points of view, doesn't get talked about. So I will give most people benefit of doubt or a challenge. If you don't watch my broadcast from end to end, then you really probably don't. If you're judging me on clips or whatever, no one can stand up to that.
I would say, like I have watched a few of his streams from end to end, and it's tough to say. Well, he has given the women some good advice in those streams. I'm not even gonna lie. KS has given the women some good advice. I'll give him that. Now, I don't know. I don't watch him every night, but I've checked out a few. I'm like, oh, that was actually sound advice. It wasn't attacking anybody or, anything like that. So I could be honest. If someone's doing the right thing, I can. But Umar, let's see what he has to say. Yeah, and I'm curious to know what y'all think of Umar's advice that he's giving in this video.
The sisters don't want to deal with your baby mama drama, and the brothers don't want to deal with your baby daddy drama. The sisters don't want to deal with your baby mama drama, and the brothers don't want to deal with your baby daddy drama. Because I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now.
And if anyone knows why Umar's shirt is wet, please let me know because I'm very confused as to why his shirt is wet.
Now, if I'm dating you and you got children, and your baby daddy ex-husband has unlimited access to your home, he can drop by when he want, come by when he want, call when he want. Family, you still belong to him, and y'all should try to work that out. But if you think my wife is going to be another man's concubine, you out of your damn mind. If you think my wife is going to be another man's concubine, you out of your damn mind. If you think I'm going to put a ring on it when you are still your ex-husband's jump off, it's not going down that way, family. And it's the same thing for the sisters. It go both ways. Brothers, get your act together. Sisters, get your act together. Brothers, get your act together. Sisters, get your act together. Okay? Not to mention you got the down low on both sides. You got brothers in love with brothers not being honest with the sisters. And you got sisters in love with sisters not being honest with the brothers. And I'm going to tell you right now, brothers, if you're dealing with undercover rainbow queens, that herpes is a major risk factor for our rainbow queens.
Now, isn't that interesting that he says for women that are, I guess, BL on the down low, they have herpes? Isn't it interesting that he has been seen with something that looks to be herpes or something on his lips? So is he telling us he was messing with one of those queens? He call them rainbow queens? But just to your comment, I think maybe somebody got in his ear, or perhaps he just kind of thought about how he was talking to those women. But I do agree, you can't control people's feelings. Like even a sister that called in and said she wanted a man making $500,000, he told her, I mean, you really not a match for that. If that's what she wants, that's what she wants. She have a right to want whatever she wants, and his opinion should not matter. But she called in, so obviously, but who is he to tell her what she can have and what she cannot have? So, oh goodness, silly. Yeah, I don't understand why is he sweating like that. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, Queen, you jumping around?
There's a herpes thing going on in the rainbow queen community. I'm telling you that right now, brothers. And for the sisters, that HIV AIDS thing is rocking off in the rainbow brother community. So you had better be careful. You had better be careful in these streets out here. People are sick, they are unhappy, and they have no problem. People are sick, they are unhappy, and they have no problem dropping their psychological luggage off on your front steps. Lord have mercy. Have you ever met somebody and they seem so normal? Have you ever met somebody and they seem so normal? Have you ever met somebody and they seem so normal, and then about 3 months into it, they got all kind of problems? You're like, damn, I thought you was a regular queen. Sisters be like, I thought you was a regular king. You're a recovering drug addict. You're recovering rapist. You're recovering this. You did.
I never heard of a recovering rapist before. That's different. Recovering rapist. Oh goodness. Okay. All right. That's interesting. Men seem to like that. I don't understand it. Not judging it, just saying I don't understand it.
You did 10 years for armed robbery. You did 10 years for credit card fraud. You got 25 different names. You got 35 different social security. You better be careful in these streets. Better be careful in these streets. Before I get married, my wife to be will have a credit check, a criminal check, and a psychological check. I'm gonna say it again. I want y'all to understand, understand, and overstand the prince right now. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me. Before I jump the ancestral broom, before I jump the ancestral broom, there will be three assessments.
Okay, what do y'all think about that? He said credit check, psychological check. There was one more he said herpes to me. He's so silly. Hey girl, good to see you. Good to see you. I was checking out some of your videos you just uploaded. You be going in. Matter of fact, I want to show this video of Kevin imitating Dr. Umar.
Talk to it.
Yeah, so give me a moment just to set this up.
Talk to us more like Umar.
The Brits are paying African. Big Papa's in the house. Run my donations.
I mean, shout out to Umar. I got no problem with the dude, but I think it's funny y'all keep coming over here asking everybody to talk like Umar. Queen Mother God and Cocoa Butter and Sea Moss Gold and shit.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
That was silly. That was silly. That was funny. Yes, good to see you. I'm glad you were able to catch a live. We just kind of discussing the comparison Kevin Samuels to Umar Johnson. I'm gonna drop the link shortly if y'all want to come up and share your thoughts.
For my two wives, three assessments: a credit assessment, a criminal assessment, and a psychological assessment. I want to see your state criminal clearance. I want to see your FBI clearance. I want to see your child abuse. Yes. Yes, I want to see the criminal paperwork and make sure that shit is clean or it has offenses that I can live with. Okay? So we're going to do a criminal background assessment. Then we're going to do a credit assessment. Not that important because I'm going to be the breadwinner, but I still want to see what you're working with. See how many ex-boyfriends you bought cars for. I'm not even looking for credit. I'm looking for mental illness. How many ex-boyfriends you done bought cars for? How many people you done let put houses in your name? Let me know if you was a stash girl. Let me know if you was a stash girl. And the third assessment, psychological. And I might do that my damn self. Third assessment, psychological. Or I might do that my damn self. But I'm not marrying nobody. And I don't recommend you marry nobody in the 21st century if you haven't seen the criminal background, you haven't seen the credit background, and you don't know the psychological background. 3 assessments, mandatory. It will be in the For Sisters Only book. Credit can be.
Okay, I'm gonna pause for a moment. What do y'all think about what he said so far? Doing a psychological background check, credit check. What was the other one? Like, what do y'all think of that? Oh goodness, I'm a descendant of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hey, Mona, so you said Kevin and Umar tweeted, yeah, they is something else. They are something else. That's for sure. Like, he says writing a book for sisters only, and Umar takes so long to get his projects completed. That's one thing. Like, you be retired before he went to school. When he first started talking about the school, was it 2010? Those kids is probably in college now. Like,
be repaired. Craziness cannot. Credit can be repaired. Craziness cannot. Credit can be repaired. Craziness cannot. I'm okay, Mark. Do I need to block you, brother? I'm just fine. Do I need to block you? Don't be sarcastic because I'll send your ass to the block party. All right. What's my mind like? You all right there, Keisha J? Don't worry about my mind. Listen to the lesson. So
he's teaching right now. Are y'all gleaning anything from his lesson? Are y'all learning anything from this? Okay.
Because so.
Let me see what y'all saying before I start playing it back. UK can say you don't want to marry anyone with debt, so credit check is essential. Yeah, that's true. I guess it depends on the amount of debt they have, you know. Mona says, "Wait, it's my first time on this channel. I only just found it. Are you people fan of him?" So what do you all say? I would say I'm indifferent to him. Initially, I did have a big problem with him, but I watched some of his content as of late. So I do think he says some valid things. I guess it just depends because he still kind of triggers me. But I can admit when he says something that's valid. Like I think I have to remember the interview, but he made a good point. He was telling the women like, you can't just sit in the house and think you're gonna find a man. Like that makes sense. Like the man can't. That's called breaking and entering. Okay, let's see. Talk about a race to the bottom. Yeah, y'all funny. Yeah, Umar, he makes a good point. But yeah, he's a funny guy. I think Umar is one of the funniest people on social media. Yeah, I just think, I'm open to hear other people's perspective. Like I'm not gonna persecute Kevin. I made some reaction videos toward him. They're probably a year old. But like I said, I watched him as of late in it, and some of the things he said, it wasn't that bad as I thought. It hasn't bad in the past. Let me say that. Let me take that back. Because he have said some fucked up stuff to people. What cannot, he said it, but as lately, it seemed like perhaps he's trying to clean up. What do you think, big girl? You been watching Kevin lately? What do you think about it?
So many Africans are unhealthy. Because so many Africans are unhealthy, we are developing a culture of serial monogamy. I want y'all to hear me on this. Some of y'all need to go back and watch my Kwanzaa relationship seminar I did last December. Some of y'all need to go back and watch my Kwanzaa relationship seminar I did last December. Some of you need to go back and watch my Kwanzaa relationship seminar I did last December. But we are developing a culture. I love you.
Okay, now he's saying that our culture, black culture, is serial monogamy. Says the man has never been married. Like, does he speak on why the brothers? I guess that's what he's doing in this video, but why a lot of brothers are reluctant to get married? Like, women cannot force men to marry
To Octavia Carter. I love you too, baby. I love you too. I love you too, Octavia.
them.
Serial monogamy isn't a good thing for the black community, but a lot of us are becoming that because we're tired of the nonsense, or in a case like mine, I'm just so dedicated to my goals. Serial monogamy, that's when you stop thinking about settling down with your queen or your king, right? A lot of us are in serial monogamy. But see, for me, okay, I know I have to get married for the movement, for the boys, for the school, for the community. So for me, I actually have a forcing function built into my life, and I have to settle down. But serial mon
So, when is he going to get married? He's almost 50 years old. When does he plan on getting married? That's my issue with Umar. Like he says all these good things, but his life, he's like a walking contradiction. He's literally a walking contradiction. He doesn't do what he tells us to do, So how? Lord,
monogamy is off the hook. We got too many single black folks who ain't thinking about committing to nobody, men and women. A lot of post divorcees. I know some post divorcees, you better not even mention the word marriage to them, and that's not good. I know some post divorcees who you better not even mention the word marriage to them. And that's not good because they have children. And if you are toxic towards marriage, your children will be afraid to commit. If you are toxic towards marriage, your children may be afraid to commit. If you are toxic.
Whoa, come on. Really? He has to say everything 3 times. Like I said, what he's saying is it's good, but he's not living the life that he wants us to lead. And I feel like if you want to take advice from somebody, shouldn't they have the results that you want? Like single ladies, we want to get married. Shouldn't we take advice from a woman that's married that can, maybe help us in that area and that's in a successful, happy marriage, healthy marriage? Like, I don't understand him. I really don't. What about his kids that grew up without seeing him and their mother married. Yeah, he definitely just want to be heard. UK Kev says Umar has previously said men can have multiple partners. That doesn't create stable families, right? And it seems like a lot of men in the hotel community always on this polygamy stuff. And y'all don't forget, Umar still wants 2 wives, right? He's still on that time. Yeah, that's pretty much just he's dedicated to finding different ways to tell folks to hit the cash app. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think what do y'all think? Do y'all think that he sees the success of Kevin Samuel's platform and he's trying to tap into that lane now? What do y'all think about that? That's what I think he's trying to do.
Towards marriage. Your children might be afraid to commit. Hey, Hakeem. No, Dion Gray. Octavia belonged to me, God. Find you another queen. There's some more on the chat, bro. Octavia mine. You can't take my queen. I'm the prince anyway. I might can take your queen, but you can't take mine. I'm just picking with you, King. I'm just picking with you.
So that girl that was trolling him in the comments, he said that's his queen. He's funny. Yeah, and it's sad. Like, come on, Umar, people are rooting for you to do the right thing. People are rooting for him to do the right thing. Yeah, K's platform, like, and like, wow, I remember K's platform used to have just a few people in the chat. Like, damn, that blew up. And he was still the same Kevin. So he hasn't changed who he was. Cause I would have to leave then. Like, let me go. This brother off the chain right now.
Also, a lot of us are turned off by superficial and material requirements. Too many in the Black community have superficial and materialistic requirements that have nothing to do with supporting somebody's destiny. Too many superficial and materialistic requirements. There's a YouTuber out there. There's a very popular YouTuber out there, not as popular as me, but there's a very popular YouTuber out there who his whole conversation, and I respect him, and I'm not going to call his name. I respect the brother. His whole conversation is about superficial and materialistic assets.
Now, who is he talking about? He's taking shots at Kevin, right? And then talking about he respects him. I think he's talking about Kevin Samuels. What do y'all think about that? He said his platform is about superficial things. What is Umar's platform about? You know, Umar, it's so funny. He's so judgmental of everybody else. He has the answers to everything. He has the answers to all of life's problems, except his own problem.
His whole conversation is about superficial and materialistic assets. And you got Black women buying into that, literally focusing on the exterior of it all. How do I look? How much money do I make? Brothers and sisters, come on, that's not African.
Is that shirt a picture of Umar? That shirt looks interesting. Well, I will say, Umar is misinformed because Kevin has said that men are more than their money and their penises. So he has said that in this defense. He has said that. Let's continue.
That's not African. Don't get me wrong. It is important, but it's not essential. It is not essential.
You hear that noise? Is it gunshots? Listen, it sounds like some gunshots or something.
That my woman be 5'5" thick in the thighs. Is that my preferred body type? Of course, 5'5" thick in the thighs is Dr. Umar's preferred body type. I love curvy women. That's me. That's me. I like the jeans tight. That's me. I like the bosoms. That's me. But guess what? If I find a queen, if my queen's supposed to be skinny, extra petite, super slim, am I going to deny my potential mate, my potential empress? Am I going to deny her because she not 5'5", thick in the thighs and curvy? I'm not going to do that.
Do y'all
It's
believe that? Do y'all believe that? And then he's discriminating on tall women because he said they got to be 5'5", thick in the thighs, and I don't believe him at all.
important, but it's not essential. It's important, but it's not essential. And we have to separate the two. I'm not having no chats. I'm not having no debates. In the words of the late, great grandmaster teacher and revolutionary Pan-Africanist, Dr. John Henry Clark, I only debate my equals, all others I teach. No disrespect to nobody, but all the people y'all brought before me over the past 20 years begging for a debate, not one has been on my level. Not one.
Okay, hold on. Now he talking about people on his level. He was just judging Kevin Samuels for telling women that the men they want is not on their level. But he's talking about people not on his level. He's a hypocrite. Do y'all see the hypocrisy in this guy? You know, it's like he just overtly hypocritical. To his platform about trending topics. Twitter Tuesday. Like, dude, why is he sweating? That's disgusting. We know he ain't worked out nowhere. We know he isn't working out anywhere. Yeah, I think it is sweat, UK Kev, because I was asking, like, when he started the video, his shirt was wet like that. Like, why is it like that? Yeah, hell yeah, he take what he can get. Talking about, 5'5", thick in the thigh. We seen your Dr. Umar, we seen the women you've been with, bro. Cut it out.
One has had my credentials. Not one has had my experience. Not one has the global following that I got. So I will not be wasting my time unless you're willing to make a $50,000 donation to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Renovation Fund. In that case, I will debate anybody you want. Getting back to the topic.
You heard it? If y'all got 50K, 50 stacks, he would debate you, and it will go to the FDMG Restoration Fund, something like that, Renovation Fund.
Back to the topic. Getting back to the topic. Hey, Octavia, I'm going to stop joking with you, Octavia, because I don't know how old you are. And I got to be careful because the Me Too is setting all kind of traps out there. The Me Too is setting all kind of traps out there. Let me say this real quick on the R. Kelly case. Let me give you a quick point for you to meditate on regarding the R. Kelly verdict. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand something about.
I'm sorry, but when he says that, I want you to understand, overstand, understand. He think he's so profound and so articulate. Y'all notice that?
The R. Kelly verdict. Let me say this. Let me say this. R. Kelly has not yet been convicted of child pornography, pedophilia, or molestation. Those cases are coming up. But this conviction was not for child pornography, pedophilia, or molestation. I want y'all to listen to me. Black men everywhere, unapologetically African alpha males, listen to me, heterosexual black men. I want y'all to listen. You know there's a war on black masculinity. So why is Dr. Umar bringing up the fact that R. Kelly was not convicted on child pornogaphy, pedophilia, or molestation? Why is that important? You know why that's important?
Is that true, y'all? I'm being honest. I haven't been following the R. Kelly trial. Is that true? I thought that was what he was arrested for. You silly, you can't debate it again. Yeah, we don't know where that money going, but
because he got convicted on racketeering.
Molestation.
And he got convicted on the Mann Act. Why is that important for black men to know, especially our entertainers, especially our moguls, especially our athletes, especially our rappers? Why is it important for them to understand that R. Kelly was not convicted for pedophilia, pornography, or molestation? He was convicted on the Mann Act, which allows you to convict men for assumed transportation of women across state lines for sexual engagement. Let me say that again. The Mann Act allows you to convict men for having women travel across state lines to engage in quote unquote immoral behavior. I don't think y'all understand. That R. Kelly conviction was not about R. Kelly. That was a nail in the coffin of Black masculinity. I'm going to say it again. That R. Kelly conviction on racketeering had nothing to do with pedophilia. It had nothing to do with child pornography. He was convicted on racketeering and the Mann Act. In other words, they convicted him because women traveled to spend personal time with that man. Women traveled across state lines to spend personal time with that man. That is something that athletes do every day. Rappers do it. Entertainers do it. Moguls do it. They do it every single day. And the reason.
So I haven't researched this law, so I honestly don't know. But he said some Mann Act where y'all heard what he said. So basically, if a girl get flown out, he's saying that a guy can go to jail based on the Mann Act. I've never heard of this law. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of it.
I'm bringing
I'm
this.
not saying it doesn't exist. I have to research it. I'm not denying its existence, but I'm just not familiar with it.
Up to my Black celebrities out there. If they can convict R. Kelly of racketeering and the Mann Act because women cross state lines to spend time with him, they can do it to you too. They are setting a precedent. This is part of the war on Black masculinity. R. Kelly's conviction was not about R. Kelly. It was about Black masculinity. R. Kelly's conviction was not about R. Kelly. It was about Black masculinity. He was not convicted on none of the child charges. This conviction had nothing to do with pornography or molestation or pedophilia. Nothing at all. Those cases are coming, but this first one wasn't that. This first one was racketeering and violation of the Mann Act. In other words, if the Black community lets us get away with this, if the Black community lets us get away with this, if the Black community lets us get away with this, we'll be able to lock up and incarcerate and convict any Black man we want to destroy simply because a woman crossed state lines to spend time with him. I'm not defending R. Kelly.
Okay, so I did find the definition of the Mann Act. It says, the Mann Act, also known as the White Slave Traffic Act of 1910, is a federal law that criminalizes the transportation of any woman or girl for the purpose of prostitution or debauchery or for any other immoral purpose. That kind of seems like it fits R. Kelly's situation. So, okay, whatever, Umar, you tripping.
I just simply want to tip your attention to something that you need to understand, and overstand. He was not convicted on the child crimes. Those are coming later. He was convicted on violation of the Mann Act and racketeering, which is a very subjective interpretation of law that says you can punish men for women.
I'm going to show y'all the Mann Act right quick because it sounds like I said, I haven't been following R. Kelly trial. I'm going to be honest, but this sounds like fits the description of what R. Kelly trial was all about, right? So I'm really not understanding where he's coming from. I don't get that at all. Let's see. Let me go back to Dr. Umar.
Who traveled to see them across state lines, athletes and entertainers. You had better beware. You're absolutely right. They did the same thing to Jack Johnson. They did the same thing for the first heavyweight champion, Jack Johnson. They did the same thing to destroy Jack Johnson. They accused him of violating the Mann Act because he was dating them white girls. He was dating them white girls. So guess what, my snow bunny loving brothers? Guess what, my snow bunny loving brothers? I hope you pay attention to that R. Kelly conviction, because if you got these non-African women going across state lines to spend time with you, and the men in their community don't like it, they will catch your ass and they will get you. My black athletes and entertainers who love to spend money with non-African women, having them travel with you around the world, well, guess what? That R. Kelly conviction just proved to you you can go to jail simply because she crossed state lines to get.
He's being disingenuous. Didn't we just read the Man Act? Did it? Human trafficking, prostitution, immorality. Like, come on, Dr. Umar. Come on.
Give you some mayonnaise. You had better beware. You can go to jail just because she crossed state lines to give you some mayonnaise. John Gruden is a racist.
Who is John Gruden?
All white people are. I don't know why you guys are so up in arms about John Gruden calling their brother's lips as big as Michelin tires. This is what I always say. Black people would commit suicide. A lot of you coons would commit suicide if you knew what white people really had to say about you behind your back. Some of you would jump off a bridge. You have no idea of the extent of the racist thinking of white folks. You are oblivious to it. You are oblivious. Most Africans in the world are totally oblivious as to what white folks really think of you. Yes. If some of y'all really knew what the Neanderthal nation thought about you, you would commit suicide. Some of you black men, if you really knew what your snow bunny thought about you, what she says about you to her girlfriends, you would probably jump off the damn roof. I'm just giving you the facts.
I just want to put that little disclaimer because, hey, this is Umar, right? You know, this is what Umar is saying right now. So just to let you know, fair use, the opinions expressed are those of Dr. Umar E. Fatunde Johnson, aka Prince of Pan Africanism, aka the most requested scholar, aka King Kong Consciousness, and not that of according to MJ or the members of the chat room or anyone in the cloud. Okay? Okay. Yeah, he doesn't make any sense. What's up, Almond Raw? Good to see you. Hey, we still just kind of reviewing Umar. You haven't missed too much. He was ranting about the R. Kelly conviction. So that's pretty much it. But I just want to put that disclaimer up there. This dude, wow.
I'm just giving you the facts. Other reasons why we are single. Other reasons why we are single. Constant complaining and nagging. Black women, I'm going to tell you right now. No man loves a nagging, complaining woman. Men don't nag and complain as much as the sisters, but they still do it. Men don't nag and complain as much as the sisters, but you got a lot of beta males who do. But for the black women out there, the quickest way to undermine the peace in a relationship is to constantly nag and complain, which is why I recommend that couples have a weekly meeting.
Okay, so you're saying that women nag too much, basically. So that's why men don't want to be married, because women nag too much. Okay, I mean, no one likes somebody to complain all the time. So I can see working on your communication. I get that. You want to know where the white women's at. Do he? I don't know if he is sharing the closest thing to a white woman for him. Yeah, I think sharing's the closest thing to white woman for him. I'm just trying to understand why, the most requested scholar, like if you look at Umar, if you just take his credentials, not his personal crap, but credentials. One would say, hey, this is a high value man. Where's his wife? What's the holdup? Maybe Umar should go on Kevin Samuel's show and see if Kevin can help him get a wife. What do y'all think about that?
Meeting, same day, same time, every week to talk about the concerns both of you have about the relationship. If you limit it, if you know when the meeting is, you don't have to toxify the whole environment of the relationship. You can keep your mouth shut until the meeting and express yourself. I really recommend when I
He sounds like young Pharaoh telling the women to keep their mouth shut, right? Until the meeting, once a week meeting. What if something come up before the meeting?
get married, me and my two queens, we're going to sit down and there's a meeting every week. We're going to talk about family business. We're going to talk about emotional business. We're going to talk about what they don't like about me. I'm going to talk about what I don't like about them. They're going to talk about what they don't like about each other. There needs to be a meeting. The rest of the week should be peaceful. The rest of the week should be peaceful because you're carrying out the business of family. This should be a meeting.
So Umar is also very much like Pharaoh because he wants multiple wives, want women to shut up but at least he offered a meeting once a week. I don't think Pharaoh has offered a meeting.
And only during that meeting do you express all of these disappointments and grievances. Problem with some of y'all, you constantly expressing complaints and grievances all during a relationship. 7 hours, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
So basically, Umar is telling us that when women are in relationships with him, they complain all the time. I wonder why. I wonder why they complain. They must not be too pleased with him. He said, really, UKK? He said KS could find Umar Johnson a boyfriend. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Where's my disclaimer? Where's my disclaimer? Where's my disclaimer? Jesse said Big Funky don't know what to do the wrong way. It don't seem like it. It don't seem like it, Umar. Umar need to help you.
Yeah, you can't be happy like that. Cannot be happy like that, brothers and sisters. Now, some sisters are going to say, well, Dr. Umar, if I don't complain, he ain't going to do right. Or he's always doing something wrong. And here's what I say to that. Black woman, if you are telling me, black woman, if you are telling me, black woman, if you are telling me you are with a man who is so dysfunctional for you that you have to complain and be on his back 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, then my question for you is, why are you with him? Same thing for the brothers. You are obviously with the wrong woman if you got to be on her 24 hours a day. If you
that seems valid. What do y'all think about that? Is that a good advice? If you got to complain all the time about your partner, you expressing your complaints to them, they're not changing. Perhaps they don't care. Perhaps it's not the right partner for you. So we getting relationship advice from Dr. Umar Johnson. He's supposed to write that book for sisters only. So are y'all gonna buy the book?
You have a complaint a day, you with the wrong person. You with the wrong person. Why are you with someone who makes you that unhappy? Why are you with someone who makes you that miserable? Nobody should be with a person who you have to coach through the relationship. If I need to coach you through our relationship, I don't need you. I'm not going to be nobody's coach. I'm not going to be the coach. I'm a life coach. I'm not going to be my...
Hold on. So did y'all know Umar Johnson was a life coach? He said he's not going to coach you through the relationship. Okay, so two people come together, right? Probably could be from different cities, maybe born in different decades, have a different, family structures, raised differently. So two people come together. So he's telling us that if you have to correct them or give them advice on how to love you or whatever, that you need to get rid of them. That sounds silly to me.
My wife's coach through the relationship. I got to coach you on what to do. Nah, player. I'm with the wrong woman. I got to constantly tell you, don't be wearing no weave. I got to constantly tell you, don't be sitting on my homie's laps. I got to constantly tell you, your baby dad shouldn't be pulling up at midnight to see his kids.
Now, come on, ladies. Has a man ever had to tell you to don't sit on your man's friend's lap? Who does that? Like, who does that? What kind of women is Umar dealing with?
I'm with the wrong woman. It don't mean she's a bad person. But I'm with the wrong woman. Black woman, it don't mean he's a bad man. you're just with the wrong man. And then we got the issue of this. Some of us have poor social matching skills.
Okay. Now this is where he's really gonna sound like Kevin Samuel. So y'all listen up and let me know what you think.
Social matching is important. Let's talk about social matching for a minute. Let's talk about social matching for a minute. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School. If you need the flyer for Nat Turner, Norfolk, or Minneapolis, let me know. December 4th, South Florida, Black Man Celebration Dinner Lecture hosted by the Yoruba community. December 4th, South Florida, Broward County, Black Man Celebration Dinner Lecture, men and women included. It's for the whole family. If you need the flyer for Nat Turner, Norfolk, South Florida, or Minneapolis, text me. If you need the flyer for Nat Turner, Norfolk, South Florida, or Minneapolis, please hit me up. Kevin Johnson, do I need to block you, my brother? Sound like you cooning. Kev, you straight? All right. The next comment, you go into the coon part. So anyway, let's talk about this social matching. Let's talk about these social matching. Social matching means you do a good job of identifying potential mates that are on your level. Let me say it again. Social matching means you do a good job identifying potential mates who are on your same level socially
Oh, let him finish it out.
and economically.
Okay, doesn't that sound like Kevin Samuels? He literally tells people you need someone on your level. It's the same thing. So I think Umar might be tuning in.
Okay. Y'all have some things in common. One of the reasons why a lot of women are miserable, you don't do good social matching. Same thing with the brothers. Okay? If you only make 30 grand a year, I'm not saying it's impossible, brother. But why are you trying to date a $500,000 a year female attorney?
Okay, again, he sounds literally just like Kevin Samuels. He says the same thing, but he threw Kevin Samuels under the bus, took a shot at him.
Do you understand? That's not a good social match. You're working class and she's upper class. Black woman, same thing. If you're trying to date the most successful black man in your community and you're not successful at anything, that's not a good social match.
Why he had to do the women like that? He said if the women are not successful at anything, like that was kind of cruel. And just he wrong for that. He said Big Funk, he tried to be a life coach. He felt like he do everything else. That was cold blooded. Just damn. Women in life coach Big Funky. Y'all so silly. Hey Bree, I can't say couture. Hey Bree, his wives don't even match him. Right? This guy, he's literally stealing KS talking points and trying to pass it off as his own. We see you, Umar.
You got to find people on your level. You got to level up. You got to level up. See, you don't have to remake yourself to be what somebody wants. Find people who want you as you are. That's the key. See, some of y'all want to date outside your social economics. You want to date outside your physical attractiveness. You want to date outside your social desirability levels. Why?
Pause it for a moment. He literally sounds like Kevin Samuels. He just judged Kevin Samuels for talking about how women look and the levels to dating. He literally sounds like him right now. He literally does. And thank you, Bree, for sharing my video. I definitely appreciate it. And y'all go check out Bree's channel, Couture Bay. Go check her channel out. And she did a great stream today on, I don't know if y'all familiar, but what's the guy, Glendon Cameron? I think that's his name, Lyndon Cameron. So he made a video talking about inappropriate relations with minors, and he was talking about R. Kelly and his experiences and how he could have been a predator. So she really did a good breakdown on that. So y'all go check that out. Yeah, it's like he's such a hypocrite. He really is. Level up Day. Yeah, he levels up because those women, those sisters that he married, well, he claimed he didn't marry them. They seem to be very successful. He sound like Sheer 7-1. Right. She says level up too. I haven't checked out Sheer in a minute. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. So let's continue. And I'm gonna drop the link shortly if anyone wants to come up.
Why do you want to date outside of your social desirability level? I'm not getting no damn surgery to be more attractive to some woman. I'm going to find women who find me attractive. Date within your social desirability level. It's none of y'all business. But I got a couple female celebrities I talk on the phone with from time to time. It ain't none of y'all business because they too big and too popular, and I got too much respect for them to ever mention their name. But I got a couple female celebrities. You know, we call, we flirt, we message. I got a couple multi-millionaire queens we bounce off, but I know it's not a good social match for me because
So he admitted he dusty. Is that what he's doing? Yeah, she is about her bag. She do not play about her bag. Now, I know one lady that had her leg all on Dr. Umar. She's a psychotherapist, I believe. Her name is Dr. Shauna ETN or something. Dr. Shauna. So we know, I don't know if she's considered to be a celebrity, but she is has a big network or following on YouTube and Instagram. So I wonder, is that one of the ladies he's talking about? Right, he need a home. Winter is coming. Winter is coming, especially in Philadelphia. Right. He is about his bag. All you do is tell us to send him a cash app.
I'm unapologetically African. So if I end up in a relationship with her, there's things she do that are contradictory to what I stand for. So I can respect her and I can honor her. We might even have a cup of milk and cookies. You know, one of these cold winter nights, we might, cuddle up with a warm.
Now, for anyone who's not familiar, milk and cookies is getting it in. Milk and cookies is yoni. Okay, cookies is the yoni. All right, for whoever who does not know what cookies is, it gets worse. Let's continue.
Cup of chocolate milk and some chocolate cookies. You understand me? But for the most part, that's not a good social match. My lifestyle will contradict hers, and her lifestyle will contradict mine. You got to stay in the same bracket. You got to level up. You got to level.
Sorry, I have to make my commentary, but basically, he sounds just like Kevin Samuels. He tells women, because I don't know if y'all saw this past weekend, the sister called in from Atlanta. She wanted a $500,000 a year earner, and I think maybe she made it was under 100,000. And she was a pretty girl, pretty woman, and he was like, "Your looks and how much money?" He said, "You don't." Basically, just to summarize, he told her she didn't deserve that, pretty much. So to me, Umar sounds like him. Like, how do these guys get off telling people what they can have? I think that's out of bounds, even if it's not realistic. Like, I don't think it's right.
Level up. And then a lot of black women be waiting for men to find them. Stop doing that, black woman. Men we pursue. So men don't wait for women to find us. But a lot of women are waiting for men to find you. That's not good. That's not good. Because some men might find you too attractive to approach. Some men might think you too mean to approach. A lot of very attractive women, a lot of men would never approach you because they think you already taken or you too good to go out on a date with them.
Yeah, I thought that was a good point that he made. I'll give him that. I thought that was a good point. Oh goodness, y'all just be dragging. Where's my disclaimer? Hold on, I need my disclaimer because just be dragging. Oh goodness. He failing more and more. Just you are harsh. But yes, that was good that he said that to stop pursuing men. He said you're too good. Go date the best man, ladies. Right, right. Let's see what else he has to say about this issue.
It's okay to let a man know you're interested. Nothing wrong with that.
Why
It's
is he
okay
sweating like this?
to let a man know you're interested. Nothing wrong with that. Don't go chasing him. That's where you lose your respect. No chasing. You can let the man know you're interested, but no thirsty behavior. There's a chapter in For Sisters Only called Thirsty Girls Finish Last. There's a chapter in For Sisters Only called Thirsty Girls Finish Last. It's okay to let him know you're interested. Never get thirsty. You understand? And then also, some of us are too selfish to be in a relationship. Some of us are too damn selfish. If you shy, you better get out of that. A very attractive shy woman will be by herself. You better get out of that shyness. You better get out of that shy crap. Black women can't afford to be shy. Black women can't afford to be shy. Get out of that crap. You see a man you like, let him know. If you don't follow up, it wasn't meant to be. But let him.
So what do y'all think about that? He said, if you see your man you like, let him know. Now Kevin Samuels just said this the other day. He said women need to learn, what he called them, quote, well, modern women need to learn how to flirt with men, or he said shoot their shot. He said you could use a scarf or something and drop it by the man and strike a conversation. So I'm curious to know what do y'all think about that. Because I noticed like I guess a quick story like about me, like men come up to me and like I gave this guy my number. And he was an attractive guy, but he weirded me out because he started asking for my pictures, and he just saw me, so I blocked him. Like he seems like a pervert because I just didn't understand that asking for pictures with someone you just met. And then another guy, he was an attractive guy, but he was to me. I don't know. He's kind of old in his 50s. Um I don't want no man in his 50s, so yeah, I blocked that Negro because I want to give him no picture. Nigga, you just saw me. Let me see what y'all saying. Right, UK kid. Right. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. Oh goodness. He said whatever, let them try to get the bag. Oh, he said he can't afford aircon. Oh goodness. Yeah, Kim is married. You mean Kim K? Man, Kardashians. Wow. He said, "Ladies, know for real. Do not date no weak, dusty man. Do not let them know." Right, right. It's a lot of implications for dating weak men that. Mm mm. Oh goodness. Right, right. So you said they approach you. Yeah, I feel you on that. No HVAC tune. They sound like they were working on something. If y'all heard that hammering, I thought it was gunshots, but maybe it was them working on something. So girls say no to the pics. Yeah, like for me, I want a husband. So I want a husband. I want a life partner. I only need one guy. Like this, all this dating stuff. It stressed me out. So I just need one personally.
Let him know. Because maybe he didn't think he would have a chance.
Oh, before I get into that, Bree, I don't know if you saw the story. I did a live stream on it. They said this city, Washington, D.C., is the best city for singles. I'm curious to know what you think about that.
We got to stop being selfish. Relationship is about two people. Relationship is about two people, not one person serving the other. See, many of us don't want a male-female relationship. We want a master-slave relationship. Let me say this again. Understand, overstand, and understand me. Understand, overstand, and understand me. Many of us don't want a male-female relationship. We want a master-slave relationship. A lot of brothers ain't looking for no woman to be their equal. A lot of brothers just want a female slave. Do as I say. That's it. Be honest, brothers. A lot of you are looking for a female slave. You don't want a relationship. Relationship is back and forth. Relationship is give and take. Relationship is you got to look out for me. I got to look out for you. Relationship is I'm accountable to you. You accountable to me. A lot of us.
Now, right there, I think he's saying something that's valid. That makes sense. You know, it makes sense to me. So go outside. Right. That's true. I work from home. I'm always in the house. I'm going to have to go outside because I be in the house a lot. And he's not going to come in here and break in. I don't want him to find me that way. So you're right. I'm going to go outside. That's a good point. They try to put men shyness on women. Okay, so you agree with the DC stat to an extent? Said a lot of men like women who will honestly experience things with them. Okay, that's cool. Just said I'm gonna get the papers. All right, we got Usher in the house. The papers.
Don't want no relationship. We don't want to be accountable to the other person. We want them to be accountable to us. You're not looking for a male-female relationship. You're looking for a master-slave relationship, and you should say that.
I think he's right about that.
I'm looking for a slave. I ain't looking for no relationship. I need a slave. Are you willing to be my slave, sister? Are you willing to be my slave? Master-slave relationship. Some women are looking for male slaves. Some sisters don't respect the black man at all. She ain't trying to work with the black man at all. She ain't trying to be accountable to the black man at all, but she's still heterosexual. She got sexual needs. She needs you to fix stuff around the house. She needs you to go out with her. She might need you to help with the kids, but she's not looking to be accountable to you. She only looking for you to be accountable to her. She's looking.
Okay. All right, Umar. I'm gonna use that line on my secretary. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna definitely say that. Because I know one dude, he was asking me, he was like, "Oh, you live in Arlington. I know your rent about over two." Like he was trying to figure out how much I pay for rent, and like someone do be pocket watching. You said dusty black man. Yes, that's what they want. You say I don't feel we should work with men who should lead naturally. Yeah, it just seems like there's a disconnect. It's a disconnect. It seems like, and I think even he talking about women. He was talking about the women that hurt, and even on YouTube, I know like the diverse community and things like that. I just think it's displaced disappointment and hurt. It's frustrating. I think it's frustrating. It seems like it should not be so difficult. Like to me, relationships shouldn't be as difficult as they present themselves to be. Maybe I'm underestimating. But let's see what else he has to say.
Looking for a male slave. A lot of us know people in master slave relationships. True or false? Every last one of you know of a man or a woman right now who is in a master slave relationship. They are not in a romance. They think they're in a romance.
I would say I know a lot of married women that are not happily married, and I think that's sad. I think that's sad. Oh goodness, you must don't know about Bree. Just she wouldn't want no parts of that. She would not want no parts of that. Yeah, I need to do that because the Negro is trying to figure out how much rent I pay. Like it's none of your business unless you want to pay it. Like you said, we need to allow black men to step up. So go date everyone who meets with you on race, not good. I feel you. I feel you. But like life is so short. Like life is so short, and I really hope they step up. Like I want to see them do better. That's for sure. Queen says a disconnect for sure. These bitter baby daddies are giving out bad. But yeah, like you think of like Tommy Sotomayor. I just don't understand. Like I just think maybe we need to know what the underlying message. Like what is it about? Where is it coming from? Because it seems like some people have agendas to why they're saying what they're saying. Yeah, you don't know, Bree. She don't want no parts of Umar. Umar foolery, his fuckery, like two wives. What most women, excuse me, like the video I premiered yesterday. We watched the two Goddess J, Catalea, They were former members of our nation because it is a cult. They're former members of our nation. Both of them started out saying, "Oh, I'm cool with polygamy." No woman is really cool with polygamy. They be lying. They lying to themselves. Then no woman is cool with polygamy. It's ridiculous. That's what I need to do. It's been so long. It's been so long. So I need to do that. I need to get out of the house. Let me try to figure out. I'll be overthinking stuff. Yeah, yeah. We deserve to live life. I love Dr. Reverend Ike. I don't know if y'all familiar with Reverend Ike, but he said you can have your piece of heaven right now. You do not have to wait until you pass away. So I want to live good now. We deserve to live good lives right now. Yeah, Tommy's like, dude, you criticizing women, but you creating baby mamas. He even made a live stream. He was joking like he said, I get women pregnant. He acted like he was throwing a grenade. He made light of him getting young, and he loves young women in their 20s, getting them pregnant, creating baby mamas. So I think that's kind of sad.
They think they're in a romance, but they're not in a romance. They are in a master slave relationship. And if you're in a master slave relationship, I know you got low self esteem. I know you got low self esteem. And then the other reason why a lot of us are single is because we have unrealistic religious requirements. A lot of us have unrealistic religious requirements. He got to be a born again Christian. She got to be a Hebrew. He got to be a Muslim.
Now, Deborah Cooper made a book about the Black church. It was either a book or a blog, but it went viral by the Black church keeps women single. And I do believe that it does. But Queen, you make an interesting point. You said people always say women are bitter, and many are. Bitter men never get talked about. That's true. And I think that women are disappointed. You get disappointed after this relationship don't work out, that one don't work out. You get disappointed. But I just think you just have to keep the faith and keep going. And I think a lot of the community, like I've heard women telling women to abort black male babies. Like, I think those women are disappointed. I think they are highly disappointed. Hold on with my disclaimer. I might need my disclaimer because, but I think those are disappointed women. And you said a lot of men think a woman is trying to enslave them because one is selling slave. Exactly. They don't want to be accountable for that behavior. That's what it is. They always talk about women not accountable.
They got to be this. They got to be that. Yo, I'm not requiring my woman to be of any particular religion, but she better be dedicated to African liberation. That's it. I care about how she think. I don't care about how she pray, how she builds her relationship with the creator, but she better have one. Too many black women out here have been brainwashed by the black church. Too many black women out here have been brainwashed by the black church into believing that the marriage can't work or you are sinning against God if your husband is not a Christian or a Muslim. Yep, I'm going to say it again. A lot of black women have been brainwashed by Christianity and Islam into believing that if your husband is not of the same religion, you are sinning against the Lord. And do you know why they brainwash y'all like that, black women? You know why? Because they don't want you to get married. They want you to keep coming to the church. They want you to keep coming to the church and giving your money to the pastor. Because if you get married, you won't be coming to church as much anymore. And some of you won't come to church ever again once you get a husband.
I think that's because a lot of men kind of see through the pastors. Some are like pimps. Some used to be pimps, honestly. But there's some pastors have told women to divorce their husbands. Like, to me, if you need marital counseling, I believe that should come from a licensed marriage and family therapist, not a pastor. I'm sorry, because some pastors can barely read, don't even have GEDs, and you're going to them for like advice regarding your marriage and telling them your intimate business. I don't agree with that. And then if you get married, it's going to cut that tithe money down, so they won't get as much money as they used to. Yeah, that could be a tricky thing, religion. So he said, I believe the black church brainwashes women. Yeah, it does. My dad gets mad at my stepmother because she gives the church too much money. Because her pastor, like, if you give a certain amount of money, he'll like say, "Thank you, Sister Velma, for $500 donation. Thank you, Sister Barbara." Like he'll recognize you in front of the congregation. So I think they like that. Right, right. I feel you just. I'm just saying, like a lot of these dudes pimps and why give money to church when you can give money to Dr. Johnson? Right, exactly, UK Kev. I mean, exactly. If Umar was smart, he would have just been a preacher. I will say there's a good preacher while we're on the topic on YouTube. Dr. What's his name? R.C. Blake. So y'all familiar? To me, he seems okay. And Reverend Ike. I love Reverend Ike. He transitioned like 2009, but I love him. He's my favorite.
You were only going to church to get a husband. You thought you were looking for Jesus, but you was looking for Mr. Just Right. You thought you were looking for Jesus, but you really was looking for Mr. Just Right. And as soon as you found Mr. Just Right, you stopped going to church. That's right. And the pastor don't want you to go to church, so he tells you, don't you date the Muslims. I heard Dr. Umar into the ancestor stuff. Don't you date no African traditionalists. Don't you date no Seventh-day Adventists. Don't you date no Jehovah's. This is what they tell you. So the solution to all that is to be African people first. If you practice African family first, you can't go wrong. Problem is you Christian first, you Muslim first, you Jehovah Witness first. Be African first. You won't have those problems. Danielle looking for Mr. Right now. Danielle, go take you a nice cold shower, baby. I don't want you to get them cookies away to the wrong brother. I don't want you getting milk from the wrong container, sister. Go get you a nice cold shower, Danielle. Go get you a nice cold shower. Okay. So you can't be.
Hold on one moment. I'm sorry. That was funny when the lady said that she will be looking for Mr. Right now. The trolls that be on his Instagram are hilarious. All black people should run them donations to the Big Funky Building Fund. Right. I mean, FPMG is truly the equivalent of the church building fund. You notice the church never gets improvements, the building never gets better. Like, he is the building fund. That's a good point. He said R.C. Blakes is a good preacher. I won't say much more. Oh no, but I won't turn this into a church. Oh, Queen, you got to spill that tea. You got to spill that tea with me. Don't tell me Reverend Blakes. Lord, I'm done. I'm gonna stick with Reverend Ike then. Queen said Reverend Ike started the prosperity gospel before it was a thing. He was one of the originators. Yep, he was. He was he's a big fan of Neville Goddard. Think about law of attraction. So I have his book, the Reverend Ike's Secrets for Health, Joy, and Prosperity for You. It's good stuff. I think some people should actually check it out, especially people that deal with struggle with their mindset. Like I understand. Well, never mind. I'll leave that alone. That's for another time. Let's see what else he has to say.
Be selfish in these streets. You can't be looking for everybody to have the same religious scruples as you, and also privacy and confidentiality. Women talk too much. Y'all talk too much. Y'all talk too much. Half the women I've dated, I've had to discontinue the relationship because of broken confidentiality. True story. Half the women I've dated since I graduated Millersville University in the year 2000 with my first master's degree, 21 years ago, half the women I've dated, I've had to break it off because of breach of confidentiality. Women, y'all talk too much. You cannot, no man like a big mouth woman. If you got to tell your girlfriend everything, tell your cousin everything, tell your mom everything, I'm not going to want you. Some men might be all right with that. I'm not all right with that.
So we see here that he is drinking some alkaline water. I'm quite shocked. That alkaline water is nasty. Y'all ever had that one? I don't like that one. But Queen makes a good point. Umar would never be a preacher because he would need to be married for credibility and to relate to the congregation. Absolutely. But interestingly enough, when I lived in Atlanta, I went to a church and the pastor was single. He was handsome too. He was single. He was a father of one, but yeah, he was single. Almond Ross says, sorry, but for me, all religions are the real brainwash agenda. I get it. I definitely feel you on that. Queen said, did he just work out as he sweat? He's definitely sweating. No, he did not work out. Umar does not work out. And this video is almost an hour long. He started the video sweating. I don't know if he's at FDMG, because rumor has it that he lives at FDMG in Wilmington, Delaware. If that's the case and they're still working on the HVAC, maybe that's why he's sweating. Maybe it's hot in there. Just say, I'll listen to Pastor Troy before I listen to Big Funky. What you know about Pastor Troy? We ready. You know about Pastor Troy. Yes, girl. He be going on long rants at times. He really does. It does seem to be that way. And y'all check out Snackery. Well, her channel is Big Girl Woman Spear. Check her out as well. Amin, I don't know if you make any content. Do you make content, Amin Ra? I have to check you out. But let's see what else Dr. Johnson has to say.
And some men talk too much. Some men got to tell their homies every time they get some cookies. Some men have to tell their homies whenever they get some cookies. I don't do that. My personal intimacies with the queendom, my personal intimacies with the queendom, my personal intimacies with the queendom is between me and that queen. I have never ever divulged who I've been intimate with another man. I've never done that. I've never told a brother my intimate business.
Do y'all believe that? We don't believe you. I don't believe Umar for once. But what do y'all think about him saying that women talk too much, we tell too much business, and he's saying that he ended relationships because the women breach confidentiality? Like, what do y'all think about that? You said RC Blake's is as legit as it comes to New Orleans preachers, but they all shady. He's no serial cheater, but he's definitely about the dough. Some people on here say he's a narc, but then I know exactly what you're talking about, and they are a narc. They are overt narc. They have some nerve to be calling anybody a narc. I had to unsubscribe from that foolishness. Like, feel like a no. I had to unsubscribe from that foolishness. I think he gives some good information for women though, so I can appreciate that. I watch him from time to time. Yeah, Pastor Troy is the turn up king. Queen said Umar was fine back in the day. Thank you for showing a pic of him. Yeah, he was very handsome when he was younger. He didn't let himself go. He don't work out. So UK Kev say he repeats himself so he can think what to say next. Is that why he does that? I always wonder why he repeats himself like that.
If somebody is aware of me being with any woman, high school, first college, second college, third college, NAACP years, UNIA years, Team Pan African years, FDMG years, King of the Consciousness years. If anybody know about me and another woman being physical, she ran her damn mouth. It never comes from me. I respect the Black woman too much to chat about our personals. If she wanted to bless me with a royal cookie, nobody would ever know except me, her, and the ancestors until she runs her damn mouth. But what some women do is they want to let other women know that they got a relationship with you, thinking that's going to keep them away from you. No. That make them come even stronger. Okay? Ladies, there's no prescription for promiscuity. Ladies, there is no prescription for promiscuity. Brothers, it's the same way. And then the other reason why a lot of people are single is because a lot of us out here have stalker tendencies. Nobody likes a stalker and a boundary breacher. Let me say this. This is important. This is important. Nobody wants a stalker or a boundary breacher. Nobody wants a stalker or a boundary breacher. What is a boundary breacher? People who do things.
Pause that for a moment. So you just saying. So you said, I believe him on that one. Okay, the confidentiality piece he mentioned, we haven't heard anything about. That's true. That's true. That's a good point, Queen. Thanks for bringing that up because I totally forgot about that. So how that any different from him telling the whole world he done crushed them cookies though? Yeah, yeah. And she really, I think it seemed like based on their exchange, she really cared for him and she wanted more, but he just wanted to crush cookies. You said he was never UNIA? Okay. What that stand for? United Niggas in America? What is that? UNIA? Queen says, I don't believe he's doing it because he respects the black woman. I believe he does that to keep his pipeline coochie and dollars flowing. Yep, I think so too. I know exactly who you're talking about. I had to unsubscribe like this lady's batshit crazy. And she just she a bitch batshit crazy. Like, oh no. I like Dr. You want like narcissism. Dr. Romani is good because you know the thing is this kind of off subject, but just for a moment, when you watching, if you healing from like abuse or just trying to make sense of experiences you had that seem like person narcissistic, to me when the content creators are like very highly emotional and like she is blatantly, she's overtly narcissistic. It's no like that's not healthy. But I like Dr. Romani because to me she's never like about attacking others. She's about you. She's focusing on you, the viewer, how you can heal and better your life, you know, and go forward and live the life that you want. And I think that's important instead of just staying stuck. Like literally their channels, that's all they talk about. And it's just like, oh, who wants to talk about that all the time? That's why I like they trauma bonding channels. I don't think it's productive or healthy.
Without your permission, they invade your personal space and your life without permission. Going through your cell phone, going through your mail, going through your email, visiting your mother without you noticing, conversating with your daughter without you noticing, conversating with your son, building friendships with your friends, and you don't know. You're breaching boundaries, and it is not acceptable. You're breaching boundaries, and it is not acceptable.
And speaking of boundaries, we know that narcissistic people or toxic people, they do not respect boundaries. So I learned one thing, and like Queen mentions, Dr. Romani is great, and I have to check out Lisa Romano. But you can kind of weed somebody out early with boundaries, because they're gonna, if you set a boundary, you say no to something, they're gonna show them true selves. So that's a good way to weed people out. Yeah, that picture, I don't know where you got that thing from. I remember I was cracking up at that. I don't know where you got that thing from. But yeah, that lady have some nerve to be, and that's why hey Queen, you see that sister that be making videos about her? It'd be so funny. She be trying to send her cease and desist. She still keep going. I'm like, she should make content on you because you a ridiculous lady.
Don't be a stalker showing up at the job, showing up at the lunch, showing up here, showing up there. That is a stalker, and stalkers are mentally unhealthy. Stalkers are mentally unhealthy. Respect people's boundaries. I have one rule that you can use. It's one rule. The golden rule in relationships for King Kong consciousness. The golden rule in relationships for the Prince of Pan Africanism is real simple. If I don't do it to you, you are to never do it to me. That's the golden rule. That's the golden rule. If I don't do it to you, you don't do it to me. If I don't come to your house unannounced, you don't come to mine. If I don't go through your cell phone, you don't go through mine. If I don't question your children about where you've been, you won't question my children about where I've been. Make sure your partner understands the golden rule. Make sure your partner understands the golden rule. Another reason people are staying single is because a lot of us have poor sexual hygiene.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it, y'all. Y'all gonna. I can't wait to see y'all reaction to what he's about to say. But excuse me. To that, I love the little shaman. Her channel has really been a blessing to my life. I love her, but I'm definitely gonna check out the people that you mentioned. I have seen Dr. Money. She's really good. Excuse me. They are crazy, Queen. Literally, it's like they trying to compete on see who has the worst abuse story. I swear, it's ridiculous. And to me, it's not productive. I feel like once you know what you've experienced, because you need to validate it. Because when you're in those situations, you've been gaslit so much, you don't know what's real, what's fake. You don't trust your intuition. You don't trust yourself. Like, you need to kind of get back to you. But I think once that's been established, let's let healing begin. Let's move on with life. Let's live a beautiful life. Fuck them narcs, whatever. But then those narc abuse sector, that's all they did. That's all they want to talk about, and just they competing. Who's the worst? So I don't really watch them like that anymore. Right? I don't understand this sweat shirt. His shirt is so wet. Yes, I love her. She's succinct. She gets to the point. I love her. Cause it's another lady. Have you seen her, Queen Carmen Bryant, Dr. Carmen Bryant? She looks too long-winded for me. And I think she's still, to me, she feel like, to me, it comes off as she's still, how to say it, impacted by what she experienced. And not to take anything away from her, but she just too long-winded. Right, right. That's right. You guys are gonna get a kick out of this. I can't wait to see y'all reaction. I'm gonna drop the link in a moment because y'all gotta hear what he has to say about hygiene. As he's sitting up here in his sweaty shirt.
Poor sexual hygiene. Poor sexual ladies, keep them cookies fresh, smelling good. You know, you go into the corner store, you get you a nice pack of soft batch cookies. You can smell them oatmeal. Oh, smell so good. They so soft. They melt in your mouth. They just cheer your whole day up. Ladies, keep them cookies healthy.
He really seems like he's always concerned with getting cookies, honestly. Like, that's all he talks about.
Soft, fresh, moist, just like the cookies in the store. Soft, fresh, moist, just like the cookies in the store. You gotta have good hygiene. Now, I understand, black women, that the vagina cleans itself out. I understand that the cookie jar is a self-cleansing organism. I understand this. The cookie jar is a self-cleansing organism, but sometimes you got the douche.
Okay, all right, let's stop him right there, ladies. Did you hear this? He's giving out advice. He doesn't have a vagina, but he's telling us how we need to clean our vagina. I take offense to this, and I don't like when men try to tell women how to clean their intimate parts. He's not a doctor, medical doctor, so you know what I'm saying. That's just ridiculous. And douching is not healthy for women to do. That's already been debunked. So he has some damn. That's all he talk about. Wait, but hold on, let's sidestep for a moment. Yeah, Carmen, yeah, she's beautiful, but she's long-winded. Right. I forgot about Dr. Les. He is awesome. He's awesome. They really helped me during the dark time. I would say that. And I think once you've been hurt, you do need to get it out. It is good to get it out. Because if you get it out, I feel like you can really heal from things, but you don't want to spend the rest of your life keep talking about the same thing over and over all the time. All he talk about Queen, talk about sex and begging for money. He's a true Dusty. Just that keeping in mind this came out the mouth of the Dusty. Right. Yeah. Like, hold on. Look at him. Look at him. I wish I could make this bigger. I don't know if I can make it any bigger. Look how he looks. Look at all this sweat. And he's telling us that we need to dush. He's telling us we need to dush. The audacity. What's up, atmosphere? You said, coming from a man who has a dirty ass house and hoarder, please miss me with how he like. Thank you. Good point. Do we need to show that dirty ass house again? Do we need to show that house? Because this nigga don't. We ain't forgot. We haven't forgot. Right. He needs to stop it. He really needs to stop. And you know what? To me, it's like, what kind of women are you messing with? And then, well, I'm gonna let him finish talking. Let's get back to it.
Come on now, ladies. Don't be so organic. Don't be such a tree hugger that you don't know when the cookies got a scent. Okay? That is not attractive to your mate. Okay? Okay? Keep the breath, brush your teeth, get your dental checkups. But ladies, keep them cookies. Get you a yoni tune-up, take a nice cold bath, turn off the cookie jar once in a while, and just rest and get your walls back.
Oh, yo, this is going. Where is he going with this? I'm gonna show the house. Because we gotta stay in remembrance of that damn house. Say them armpits aren't self cleaning. And he always look like he damn stank. Honestly. Big Funky the incel. Yeah. I said at least Kevin Sane would take a damn bath and shower. He show us the cologne he wear. At least we know we run into him, he gonna smell good. Snackery said this reminds me of when Clarence, aka Clout Bear, had embarrassed Queen Naja about her IG. Oh wow, yeah, her ex was horrible. Queen says, I wish there was more content for empaths. Right, because it's just I feel like this keeps people that are abuse survivors stuck, you know. But I think I blocked that crazy woman from my feed altogether. I don't want to see nothing of her lady. Okay, I'm gonna show the house. I'm gonna let him keep talking. I want to find a quick video of the house. I think that be more impactful. Yeah, Summer's Eve, like that is toxic, bro. Like you don't know. You're not a vagina owner. You don't know what you're talking about.
If you ain't got no walls, you ain't getting married. I'm telling you that right now. Too many miles on that engine, ladies, it's gonna die. You put too many miles on any engine, it's gonna die. And some of you ladies got 100 miles left on that goose, and it's gonna crack on your ass, okay? Don't nobody want no loosey-goosey. Every brother knew of a woman he would have made his wife, but she had the loosey-goosey.
Y'all hear this? This is let me put my disclaimer because I don't want to offend anyone because he's saying some very inflammatory things. But the Prince of Pan-Africanism is talking about women have a loosey-goosey. Women give birth to babies. There's some women that give birth to 10-pound babies out of their birth canal. He sounds very immature and idiotic. But I'm gonna show y'all this nigga house. Because we have to stay in remembrance of his house. So bear for one moment. Like, dude, the audacity. Where is it?
The following program is rated TVMA. Viewer discretion is advised.
Man, I'm looking for strong alpha males. Okay? Strong alpha males. Send those resumes in. FDMGresumes@gmail.com. FDMGresumes@gmail.com. FDMGresumes@gmail.com is what we're looking for. My thing is, y'all need to. What happened?
Let's run it back one more time. That's his house. That's how Umar lives. And he's telling us that we're dirty.
That nigga nice should be my rap name. And rappers ball, they say, how you hit that from that range? I love this shit. Should pay me not to fuck your bitch and get ugly when I'm on my shit. I don't feel like I'm done. I'm the grandfather. All of y'all. One not bastard, what he said he was, that's just a good leader. Always want to see me become. He was too blind to follow, get killed like Apollo. Now Rocky gotta clean up your bullshit tomorrow. I think it ain't protected, make sure your neck protected. Always give real rap, think they respect it.
Listen to me. Listen, I read this today out of a white news magazine.
So,
Research. Y'all don't listen to me.
So
Y'all know
basically,
white
this corner is the only thing that's clean. This little corner right here.
to come and confirm what Dr. Umar been telling you for 20 years. I've been told y'all this, but there's a new research out. I read it today. They said that the research has shown that Black children do better in school, have higher self-esteem, and are more
I
likely
just
to
want to see the house.
graduate
I don't
with
want
a
to hear
Black
us
teacher.
talking.
Really?
Where the
Are
house
you
is.
surprised? Are you? Why is that so? Why is that so
We just wanna
mind
see the
blowing?
house,
More than
that's it.
50% of the teachers at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. They will be more than 50% of the teachers at the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. Black men, send them resumes in. Black men, send them resumes in. Sisters, you can send yours in too. But Black men, our boys need men. I'm looking for strong alpha males. Okay? Strong alpha males. Send those resumes in. fdmgresumes@gmail.com. fdmgresumes@gmail.com. fdmgresumes@gmail.com is what we're looking for. My thing is, y'all need to, what happened?
Okay.
I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware, so the apartment is a mess right now. Y'all don't need to see all that.
It looks like straight up trash. Like,
I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware. I'm in the process of relocating
That's
to
trash,
Wilmington,
bro.
Delaware. I'm in the process of relocating to Wilmington, Delaware.
okay. So I just
So,
want
brothers
to
and sisters,
show the house so we can have some context to he's telling women that they are dirty. But look how he lives. And I'm gonna tell you the best roast of him about a house. I hate to say it was Young Pharaoh. The way he roasted him in that house, that was hilarious. That's classic. I'm gonna check out your comments before we get back into the video. It's almost done. Let's see. Right, he said get some Summer's Eve. Like, so he telling us he's dealing with women that probably have bacterial vaginosis, with some other things they got going on. That's what it is. Why he tell them to go to the doctor? Wow. Atmosphere says I can't wrap my mind around men who give women so much advice but can't lead or mentor a boy child. Yeah, we really don't ever see him with children. And again, he's telling us what we need to do. He has a wife of his own. I think he's estranged from his children. I just find it interesting that the children don't say anything at all. So I wonder how they feel about him. His family, his mother, his father is pretty vocal. I don't know if y'all know his father. He's pretty vocal. But his siblings don't say anything in the public eye. So it's interesting. Wife. So he said Queen Naja. Oh, well, hey, I mean, so yeah, until she's ready to leave, you know how that go. He definitely like a hoarder. And to me, if you living disorderly like that, that means your mind is probably cluttered like that. Atmosphere asking anyone tell me one male child has mental. I don't know. I mean, I honestly do not know. I know when he had a block party, we saw him with children, but that we don't really see him with children too much. Really don't. So hashtag Dirty Room Tune Day, hashtag Summer's Eve Tune Day. Herpy Lip Tune Day. Yeah, so I just wonder how they feel about their father. But let's get back into the video.
He could not make peace with the loosey goosey. So ladies, make sure you ain't got no loose. And brothers, how you looking for special treats? And your balls smell like last week's bologna. How you looking for special treats? And your nuts are smelling like old pig fart mixed with funky marshmallow and Swiss cheese meat. Wash your damn balls, boy. Take a damn bath. And it ain't no reason for you to have no damn funky ass balls because it's easy for us to clean ourselves. It ain't hard for men. Women are internal, we external. And some of y'all ain't working with nothing anyway. It only take you 2 seconds. You could get you a little Barbie doll towel and wipe yourself off. Brothers, a black man ain't got no business smelling down there, bro. Wash your damn balls. What's wrong with your funky ass? Talking about something, she won't go down on me. Can you blame her? Your damn nuts smell like a dead body in the bottom of a trash dumpster. Nigga, wash your damn sack. Brothers and sisters.
He was very offended while saying that. He was very offended about the smelly guys. Atmosphere says, why so many alpha men only advise women? That's a point. Like, well, I guess he advised them how to bathe, I guess. I mean, loosey goosey tune. He's so immature. Right. And then, like, he would know. He's probably one of them. Like, Umar, are you one of them?
Brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. And if you're not circumcised, my brother, I know some of y'all got religious beliefs you can't get circumcised. I understand all that. But an uncircumcised man is going to be a smelly man, my brother, because when you lay with that woman, if you're unprotected, or even if you protected, the juices from the condom, the juices from her cookies, you understand, your sweat, your perspiration going to get caught all up in there, my brother. It's hard for a non-circumcised man to stay hygienic down there. Now, I don't know if you can get a circumcision in your 20s. I don't know if you can get a circumcision in your 30s. I guess we got to talk to the doctor. I don't know if there's an age limit on circumcisions, but if you uncircumcised, my brother, you're going to have to be taking some regular baths. You're going to have to take a lot of baths so that water can get in there and clean you out a little bit.
What do you mean clean you out? What did you mean by that? That was an interesting rant. Now, Hebrew Israelites, they do not, I want to say, they do believe in circumcision. Yeah. So they'll tell men like 30s or 40s, if you're not circumcised, you need to get, I want to say they do, but it seems very painful. I don't know if any ladies want to share their story of uncircumcised man. But let's continue.
Okay. Angela Hawkins, skid marks. Everybody have a skid mark once in a while, Angela Hawkins. See, ladies, y'all wear thongs. That's how y'all get away from the skid marks. Your man should at least be able to hit you with a skid mark a year. One skid.
Okay. So he says it's okay to have a skid mark once a year, that everybody will have skid marks. Yes, it is mind-blowing, UK Kev. It's unbelievable. Like, it's unbelievable. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, I'm sure if they grown men, they should know how to clean themselves by now. But maybe he's uncircumcised. I wondered. Since he's such an expert in it.
Skid mark a year. Give him a skid mark a year. One skid mark a year. Because I don't think you want to wear man thongs. You know what I mean? You might not want to wear man thongs. Because you might get a skid mark too. You got diarrhea that day. fast that water can get in there and clean you out a little bit. Okay. Angela Hawkins, skid marks. Everybody will have a skid mark once in a while, Angela Hawkins. See, ladies, y'all wear thongs. That's how y'all get away from the skid marks. Your man should at least be able to get you the skid mark a year. One skid mark a year. Give him a skid mark a year. One skid mark a year. I don't think you want to wear man thongs. You know what I mean? You might not want to wear man thongs. You might get a skid mark too if you got diarrhea that day. Okay. You might be skidding all over the place too. But if it's a regular occurrence, you might. If it's a regular occurrence, either he don't know how to wipe himself or he might be into the pussy.
I'm sorry, like this is ridiculous. So does Umar Johnson wear tidy whities? You ever see them jeans Umar wear? It's a running joke about them jeans Umar wear. Umar look like he has skid marks. Let me find them jeans. Big girl woman spirit said he must be on the DL, must Dusty's on the down low. Lord have mercy. Said he leaves skid marks. Yeah, he get out the woman bed after crushing cookies and leave her gifts. That is so disgusting.
He might be into the bussy because brothers who are into the bussy, you know, they tend to run a little bit. You know, y'all brothers, they booties run. So if it's you know, if he's running too much, you might gotta investigate whether he one of the bussy boys. So I'm just being honest. No disrespect to the rainbow. You know, you gotta look into that. You gotta look into that. Brothers and sisters, I got a whole nother message on self-esteem, but I'm not gonna get into it. I'm gonna save self-esteem for tomorrow, or I might come back a little later. Okay. Any brother who don't think being uncircumcised, any brother who doesn't understand being uncircumcised means you got to clean yourself a little better, then you just in denial. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just leave that to you. Okay, I'm gonna leave that to you. All right, because the women can get yeast infections if she's dealing with a uncircumcised man, because you carrying bacteria, brother. And if her yoni ain't fresh, and you funky, she funky and you funky.
Hold on, before he even goes into that, I want to show y'all Umar Johnson jeans. They look stank. So just spare me one moment. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat if anyone wants to speak on this. About like we're gonna talk about Kevin Samuels, Umar. You notice a similarity between the two. But I want y'all to see these jeans he have on. Like they literally look gross.
This is Dr. Umar Johnson, and I am a school psychologist and doctor of clinical psychology. In addition to that, I hold degrees in political science and education. I am here at the historic St. Paul's College. This beautiful campus, 135 acres, this college, St. Paul's, was opened on September the 24th, 1888 by a prison. I want to stop that. And I want you to help Dr. Umar Johnson stop that by donating to my fundraiser, by helping me and our ancestors raise the money necessary to acquire St. Paul's campus. We need this 135 acres.
Okay, Bree, did you hear him talk about skid marks? If not, I'll run it back for you quickly. Did you hear it? Because you need context. Because Umar was speaking on skid marks. He was talking about skid marks, so let me know.
Here's for our children. We have the dormitories. We have a beautiful student center. I want this school to be a blue.
I'm gonna run it back. She needs context for this. So it's not 51 minutes.
Probably gonna have a skid mark once in a while, Angela Hawkins, and to stay.
Yeah, You gotta tell us about Jessica X Woman Spirit because I didn't know. She irks my soul, so I can't with her. I shouldn't let her irk me like that, but she does. I don't know why. Okay.
Hygienic down there. Now I don't know if you can get a circumcision in your 20s. I don't know.
Before I go into that, Bree, so he was saying that women need to gush if they smell down there, and just giving us tips on our hygiene. And now somebody's gonna mention skid marks.
Or you can get a circumcision in your 30s. I guess we got to talk to the doctor. I don't know if there's an age limit on circumcisions, but if you uncircumcised, my brother, you won't have to be taking some regular baths. You won't have to take a lot of baths so that water can get in there and clean you out a little bit. Okay. Angela Hawkins, skid marks. Everybody have a skid mark once in a while, Angela Hawkins. See, ladies, y'all wear thongs. That's how y'all get away from the skid marks. Your man should at least be able to hit you with a skid mark a year. One skid mark a year. Give him a skid mark a year. One skid mark a year. Because I don't think you want to wear man thongs. You know what I mean? You might not want to wear man thongs. Because, you know, you might get a skid mark too if you got diarrhea that day. Okay? You might be skidding all over the place too. But if it's a regular occurrence, you might. If it's a regular occurrence, either he don't know how to wipe himself or he might be into the bussy.
So I just want to say I cannot wait for Lennon Honor to talk about this video. He's gonna go in on him because we're adults. We should be able to clean ourselves properly. And skid marks, like, I think Umar is self-exposing right here. He's telling on himself. So he wears tidy whities and he has skid marks. And oh my gosh, like really, really.
He might be into the bussy because brothers who are into the bussy, you know, they tend to run a little bit. Ladies, y'all ussies running and the brothers, they pussies run. So, you know, if he running too much, you might got to investigate whether he one of the bussy boys. So I'm just being honest. No disrespect to the rainbows, but, you know, you got to look into that. You got to look into that. Brothers and sisters, I got a whole nother message on self-esteem, but I'm not going to get into it tonight. I'm going to save self-esteem for tomorrow, or I might come back a little later. Okay? Any brother who don't think being uncircumcised, any brother who doesn't understand being uncircumcised means you got to clean yourself a little better, then you just in denial. You know what I mean? But I'm going to just leave that to you. Okay? I'm going to leave that to you. All right? Because the women can get yeast infections if she's dealing with a uncircumcised man, because you carrying bacteria, brother. And if her yoni ain't fresh, and you funky, she funky and you funky. If she funky and you funky, and the two of y'all make love, you know what's going to happen? The fire alarm system and the sprinkler system gonna go off in that damn house. I'm telling you right now. If you funky and she funky, the fire alarm is gonna go off. The smoke detectors is gonna go off. The carbon dioxide is gonna go off.
Oh wow.
Just clean yourself. Take a bath. Nothing worse than good cookies with the wrong smell. Nothing worse than good cookies with the wrong smell. But I want to end this. Do I want to go another hour and do self-esteem? I don't know. Do I want to go another hour and do self-esteem? I'm going to end it right here. I'm going to come back and do self-esteem a little later. Hit that Cash App for FDMG. If you need to text me, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858. This is the Prince. Norfolk, November 12th. Nat Turner, November the 11th. Minneapolis, Minnesota, January 15th. Broward County, South Florida, December the 4th. King Kong.
Okay, so that was a lot, right? I mean, that was a lot. Yeah. who Wrench? Who took Jessica X Wrench? Big Girl Woman Spear. Who is that? I'm curious to know. I try to stay away from spaces where she in it because she ugh. You say you don't watch none of them. I'm blaming you. Like, what the hell? He ain't even opened up the children's school yet. It's still building. Right. And he's worried about skid marks and cookies. Like, bruh. Yeah, what the fuck is I don't know. I want to know about the pussy. I think he wear tighty whities. To me, let me play these jeans. Look like he wear tighty whities to me.
Blueprint, a role model to every other independent African school in the world to show them that African children are not the intellectual inferiors of European Americans, to show them that our children want to learn as much as anyone else. I'm tired of the phone calls from our mothers and fathers crying about what's being done to their children. I'm tired of special education when it's not necessary. I'm tired of ADHD diagnoses and conduct disorder diagnoses and oppositional defiance diagnoses and learning disability diagnoses and emotional disturbance diagnoses. I'm tired, and I want you to be tired with me, of our children being forced to exist in a system that was not designed to educate them in the first place. I want to give them a heaven on earth. I want to give them a home away from home. And I want.
So for people that don't know, FMG was supposed to be a school, a residential school.
St. Paul's College to be that place. Imagine a school where children don't have to be suspended. Imagine a school where your child never gets expelled. Imagine a school where your child never gets misdiagnosed and put in special education. Imagine a school where you don't have to worry about the teachers trying to force you to put your son or daughter on dangerous psychiatric medication. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, community stakeholders of the African race, I implore you,
I'm gonna let the video play while I see what y'all talking about because we don't care what he's talking about. I just want y'all to see. He said the prehistorical seal is self-destructive. Damn, y'all cold-blooded. Call him a prehistorical seal. Yeah, we couldn't get his words out. Y'all are funny. Yeah, that was a hard sniff, wasn't it? That was a hard sniff. Said UK Gab said he should go and have a shower. Right, he was so sweaty. Like that, I know he stink. Who sweat like that and not working out? Said shouldn't his wives be given one? Exactly, but you know what? The Hebrew Israelites the same way like Umar. When I used to consider myself a Hebrew Israelite, I watched the classes they have online because I went to the services a few times, but they will always be talking about the men and saying their wives stink down there. Like they always were trying to embarrass the women or hurt the women feeling. I'm like, if a woman smells bad down there, she probably have some kind of infection, right? Excuse me, she probably have an infection. There's a reason for that. So, right, them jeans is man, them jeans ugly. No, I don't them. Look at them. Look at them jeans. And they're dramatic ass music. Oh goodness. Big Funky wants to be tied with him. I thought about going to his event if he come to DC. Y'all want me to go get some intel? As long as he don't have that lady there with that bow and arrow, I'm scared of her. He said 70% of black men cannot read in California. Now that is a damn shame. He still has a big following. Like on Instagram, his following is what, over 700,000? But I think most people think he's like a walking meme that we just laugh at him. I don't think a lot of people take him seriously because, you know, his behavior just, and let's see. One more again before I get on out of here because this was funny.
Talk to us more like Umar.
The Prince of Pan African. Big Papa's in the house.
run my donations. I mean, shout out to Umar. I ain't got no problem with the dude, but I think it's funny y'all keep coming up here asking everybody to talk like Umar. Queen Mother God and Cocoa Butter and Sea Moss Gold and shit.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
See you later, not having Wi-Fi when you want it.
He was offended, but that was funny. That was funny. Them jeans is not it. He said he need a wife to help him dress. That's something. He need a wife to help his fashion. Oh, that's sad. Let me see that. It was a good part of him walking away in the jeans. There it is. Look, look, look. Look at them jeans. Look how he's shaped. Like he needs to exercise. The Granny Ski Mask Club. But yeah, we need to cue Alexa play Genuine in them jeans because
Stop that. By donating to my fund, by helping me and our ancestors raise the money necessary to acquire St. Paul's campus, we need this 135 acres for our children.
alrighty. Well, I don't think anyone wants to come up, so that's all I have this evening. I thank each and every one of you for joining me this evening. I definitely appreciate it because I know time is precious. So thank you, and Ra, just chilling at, I think it's Atmosphere, Couture Bay. Let's see, UK Kev. Who else we had in the house? Big Girl Woman Spear, Queen of the South. We had somebody left because I think they didn't like us dragging Kevin. Thank them too. Thank everybody in the clouds. Thank everyone who will watch this via replay. Be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share if you like. Until the next one later, you all have a great evening. Stay safe out there.